Imagine you come to work in the morning and by noon your boss says you're fired. Pack your things and leave the office. No warning, no notice, nothing. Can they actually do that under Nigerian laws? Let's find out. Welcome back to Work Rights Naija, the channel where we break down Nigerian labor laws into simple everyday language. I am Faustina Ihuna Esquire, and today we're going to be talking about sudden sack, every worker's nightmare. Termination of contract of employment simply means disengaging the employee and bringing their service to an end. According to Section 9 sub 7 of the Labour Act, a contract of employment can be terminated 1. When the contract expires or comes to an end. 2. Upon the death of the employee. 3. Upon notice by either party, whether the employee or the employer. This provision is mostly included in contract of employment. The notice period serves as a buffer, giving the employer time to find replacement and the employee time to look for alternative employment. In most contracts, the length of the notice period is clearly stated, but where it is not, the provisions of the Labour Act will apply. Under the Nigerian Labour Act, particularly Section 11, the employer must give notice before ending a contract. The length of notice depends on how long the employee, that is the worker, has worked. So if an employee has worked for less than 3 months, his or her boss owes him or her a 1-day notice. If he has worked for 3 months to 2 years, his or her boss owes her or him a 1-week notice. If he or she has worked for 2 years to 5 years, he will be given a 2 weeks notice. If he has worked for 5 years and above, he or she will be given a 1 month notice. And all notice within the period of 1 week or more must be in writing. However, there are exceptions to these rules. That is, notice might not be given if there is a case of gross misconduct, such as fighting, fraud, insubordination, or even gross negligence. So, when an employee is found guilty of these gross misconducts, he or she could be summarily dismissed without notice or wages. Also note that the employer must prove it and there are procedures for it. So if a person is sacked without following these laws, it is a breach of contract, and such a person can claim damages in court if it is a private employment, or an order of reinstatement if it's a public or government employment. For example, if I have worked for 3 years and my boss sacks me without giving me at least 2 weeks notice or 2 weeks salary in lieu of notice, it is a wrongful dismissal and I can go to court to claim damages. So, can your boss sack you without notice in Nigeria? The simple answer is no, except it is a case of gross misconduct, which I have mentioned earlier, and they must prove it, or else they must give you notice or pay you in lieu of that notice. That is, instead of the notice, they pay you for that period that they're supposed to give you notice. Thank you so much for watching. If you found this video helpful, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe to our channel, and hit the notification bell so you don't miss out on our next episode. See you soon.